Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this one, despite the fact that this is the 127th such video, is the first one to be done at night. We've had a few that were in fairly sort of like low light, either at the very start or at the very end. They were usually requested by Light the World, who seems to have disappeared after I got extremely pissed off with his last request. But yeah, we've never done a an actual nighttime run. And I figured that, yeah, seeing as we've already done 126 such videos, it's about time we did one. So, yeah, we will start then with the specifics. So it is spring, it's foggy because, yeah, being done at night wasn't quite enough. So let's reduce the visibility even further. And it is 8 PM. So the route is the Huddersfield line. So, yep, we are doing the Trans-Pennine route, and we're doing the whole length of said route DLC. So we are starting at Manchester, Victoria, and our destination is Leeds. We'll have a couple of stops along the way. So we will stop at Stalybridge, and obviously we'll stop at Huddersfield. That will do. Yeah, don't need any more stops than that. And for the train, well, because we are on the Trans-Pennine route, I figured I would use a train that I have the Trans-Pennine Express livery for, which narrowed down my choice of train to one. So yeah, we are in the class 802, and it's a 5-car train, and because we are on the Trans-Pennine route, this 802 is using its diesel engine. So yeah, we are not going to be yeah, getting the maximum performance out of this thing, but at least it will look the part. So right, anyway, that is the setup. So let's get this up and running. And here we are. So yeah, our 802 in its Trans-Pennine livery. It's one of those liveries where it looks okay on the right train. The 802 is certainly one, and the class 68 is another. It looks alright on that. That's about it though, yeah. Okay, let's get the train set up. Just wait for... Yep, right. On full lights, as this is a nighttime run. Right, instrument lights I think are already on. Yes, they are. The cab light, okay, is on now. Certainly need that. Let's let the passengers on. Yeah. I was just going to say, yeah, the doors don't tend to stay open very long at all when we're in this train. And yeah, that has happened very much there. So, okay, we are pretty much all set as a class 158 just comes in there. So Leeds is just shy of 43 miles away. Let's get underway. Now, even though it is a fairly short hop to Leeds in terms of these videos, the amount of gradients and you know, max speed changes on this line means it's not going to be that straightforward. I'm also not sure if I really want to be using the speed set, because of course with us using the diesel engine, the speed set is nowhere near as efficient as it would be if we were using the electric power. So I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll set it for the 50 mph limit that's coming up, but I won't switch it on just yet. So we're on a 1 in 59 uphill climb, which is why our acceleration is very slow, but we are still accelerating anyway. So yeah, our external shots probably not going to show a hell of a lot. I mean, admittedly, the video doesn't tend to be quite as dark as the actual gameplay, so what you're seeing in the video is probably a bit clearer than I'm actually seeing while playing the game. Now, I did start to accelerate there because we're in a 50 zone, but yeah, we've got a 30 mph section coming up pretty soon. It's fairly short though, and then we get 60 mph followed by a 70. So in fact, we'll put the speed set to 70, and then if I decide to switch it on around there, it is all set. So into the 30 zone, the gradient has lessened quite a bit. It's still 1 in 117. It's still steep enough. So that red light, red signal, is for the line next to us. We are still fine. Okay, so we're into the 60 zone. We'll be in the 70 zone long before we actually get to 60 mph, so we'll just take it straight up to 70. In fact, we've got a 75 mph zone fast approaching as well. Now, the thing is, obviously, Stalybridge station, which we are stopping at, is not that far from Manchester. Stalybridge is effectively a part of Manchester. Look like class 47. But you can see how slow the acceleration is in the 802 using the diesel engine. It's nothing like the acceleration rate if it was in electrical power. It also has a lower top speed. Top speed using the diesel power is 110. We are not going to be going anywhere near that sort of speed. I think 75, which is the section we're in now, that could be the fastest we do on the entire route. Trying to maintain the speed at 75. I'm having to put it up to 91% throttle just to get the speed to start going up again. Admittedly, we are on a 1 in 135 gradient, which doesn't help. Yeah, that's how. We're not going to be seeing a great deal from external shots. I think Ashton-under-Lyne station coming up. We are just going to go straight through there. We do have a speed reduction coming up in 1.5 miles down to 60. Let's start coasting. We need to lose 14 mph. I'm pretty sure we'll have done that long before we reach the 60 zone. It's rather handy that there are a lot of houses nearby, so at least we can see something out here. But yeah, if we're looking over that side, well, thankfully we do have buildings now, but yeah, when it was just open countryside, yeah, not a lot to see. So here is Ashton-under-Lyne station, and Stalybridge station is fast coming up, so much so that I think we do need to start braking. So that's warning us about the 35 mph section that we are approaching. So even if we weren't originally going to stop at Stalybridge, the fact that we got to reduce our speed to 35 as we approach it means, yeah, we may as well. Okay, so approach speed is fine. Really don't need to start losing any more speed until we're practically right next to the platform. Here we are at Staley Bridge. We may be in as fast and powerful a train as a Class 802, but it is only a 5-car train, so yeah, we shouldn't have any problems as far as any of the stations. We'll easily get the entire train on every platform we encounter. So, right, doors opening very quickly, doors closing again, so yeah, very short stop. Here is Staley Bridge. Okay, off we go. So we're in a 50 mph zone. So our next stop is Huddersfield, but we have got a fair old gap before we get there. We also have a fairly major obstacle between here and there, i.e. the Pennines. So yeah. Yeah, you can see just how slow the acceleration rate is for the diesel engines. I mean, we're going up a 1 in 144 gradient, which doesn't help, but it shouldn't be providing too much of an issue. But remember what I keep saying about these high-speed trains, the gear ratios are quite high, so they are all about achieving top speed, but traversing gradients and what have you, and pulling hefty amounts of freight, for example, no. Although that said, the Class 90 is a train that is currently going through a bit of a renaissance as a freight loco, but unsurprisingly they did have to do quite a bit of work on the gear ratios on that thing before it was able to start working as a freight loco. I don't think the Class 91 is going to have such a sort of second life. The Class 90 was surprising enough, but the 91, no, we're not going to see that as a freight loco. Yeah, I mean, we can barely see anything here because we are now in, well, we're not in open country, but there's no sort of like towns or anything, or not even any villages nearby, so it's difficult to see. Okay, now we're all right as we approach Mossley. Not the best place to position us as far as yeah, that camera angle. But yeah, there is Mossley Station. Let's try that again. Yeah, it's still overhead. So the only way we can actually see the train is because, you know, the headlights. Anyway, we are losing a bit of speed here. Let's try and get it back up to 65. Okay, let's turn on the speed set, see how it does. Now it's fine when we're going, like, you know, on uphill or on level gradients. It's when we're going downhill that it's not so great, because the speed set system, when it's using the diesel engine, does not use the brakes to slow us down. In fact, yeah, would help if I had the speed set set to the right thing. I had a set for a 75 section, and yeah, we're in 65. So yeah, that is what is known amongst train drivers as total balls up. So approaching Greenfield Station. And I freely admit I was sort of avoiding doing night runs because of, well, because the fact that you couldn't really see a great deal. But if you choose the right route, there is actually quite a bit you can see, thanks to all the houses and that. I mean, I would not recommend doing East Coast Main Line from York to Peterborough at night, especially not if you're going to record it for a video, because yeah, with that one you do spend so long going through open countryside, you really aren't going to see a bloody thing. Oh god, we got a 15 mph section fast approaching. Right, let's just turn it off. Missed the bridge, not that we would have been able to see very much of it anyway. I have a horrible feeling that 15 actually isn't, it's not actually going to be a 15 mph section. It looks like it's where two lines merge into a single line in order to go through a tunnel. I mean, when you're on a Trans-Pennine route, it's a fairly safe, safe bet that you're approaching a tunnel. But we've got here, so another class 47. It might have just been the light, but it actually looked like it was one of the GBR freight 47s. But they, unsurprisingly, would not be running passenger trains. I guess Train Simulator Classic doesn't really have the ability to differentiate between freight specialist 47s and passenger ones. I mean, it does have something in place. You're never going to encounter a class 56 or a class 70 that's moving passengers. Right, so we are now crawling along at 15 mph. That signal aspect is for this line on our left. This one in 125 uphill section that we are on is not helping. Okay, so we're into the 60 zone. Yeah, so it is where two lines converge. And even though it's saying 15 there, it is not saying 15 here. So yeah, this is not a 15 mph section. Alright, let's get that speed back up. So it looks like 85. That's surely the fastest we'll be doing on this run. I can't believe we'll get any sections that will allow us to go to 90 or better. Now, what I was saying earlier about the Trans-Pennine Express livery, I do think it looks alright on the 802 here, and yeah, it does also look alright on the Class 68. Unfortunately, I don't have it for the 68. This is the only train, or the only loco I have that has the Trans-Pennine Express livery. And it is the only reason why I chose this one. 802 on this route is not great, and speaking of not great, even though it is now November the 6th, I think we are going to have fireworks fucking galore throughout this recording. So yeah, try and stomach it. So speed decreased to 45 in just over a mile and a half. How's that for typical? It's taken us this long just to try and get up to 75, and then we've got to start to let it drop down again. So Marsden Station is coming up in a mile and a half. We don't need to worry about that, we are just going to go straight through it. But we do need to worry about the line's speed limits. So we're fine, despite the fact that that speed limit changes half a mile away. We're all set for it. Now I have no idea what that next speed limit is, the one that is currently 0.6 miles away. This is a frequent occurrence on this route. It's extremely annoying, but yeah, I have no idea what the speed is. I'm guessing it's I'm going to guess it's 35, maybe 25, but well, or it could be 60, because yes, why wouldn't it be? We finally emerged from that rather long tunnel, and we have a another 47 there and a 158. That 47 was certainly not using the GBR freight livery. Now we are in a 60 zone. Let's get that speed up as we go through Marsden Station. So now we're on a downhill gradient. This is where, yeah, I'm rather glad I've switched off the speed set. So we're into a 70 zone, and we have this 85 zone, which we are more or less right on top of. There we are, so we're entering it now. And now we're in it. We'll throttle up, but not all the way. We'll only throttle up to yeah, 59%. So Slaithwaite station is at the next, well, it's the next station. Again, we will not be stopping there. Right, we'll just coast this last, I say last bit, this downhill section looks like it's going on for a fair old while. There's one in 104 downhill. We are going to need to control our speed. So we'll take it down to 80 and then release it again. Slaithwaite station, these the platforms are seriously sort of staggered. Another 158. I'd imagine at this time of night, it's 8:30 here, it would really just be the 158 still running. That's what I'd have thought anyway. I mean, I don't know, but so it's still 104. It had very slightly levelled out to 1 in 111, but that didn't last long, and it's such a slight amount of levelling that it didn't really make any difference. So we're still gaining speed at not a bad rate. In fact, we're gaining speed about the same rate as we would if we were on flat ground, but 100% throttle. We do have a max speed reduction coming up to 1.5 miles, down to 70, and then very soon followed by another of the unreadable ones. So we're going to have to brake for that 70 mph section. And there will be no point trying to use the speed set here to keep us at the you know, 85, because yeah, with the diesel engine it doesn't make use of the brakes, so we would be constantly speeding. Which isn't exactly a rarity for me in this game, but you know, I do actually try to avoid it, even though it doesn't always look like it. I have a feeling another major station is coming up. Is that Huddersfield? Yes, it is. So that's our next stop. So entering the 70 zone. Still trying to see what this next one is. I'm going to guess it's 60. Yes, it is. Alright. Well, we will continue braking past that and let the gradient take us back up to 60. So we've got a tunnel fast approaching. Huddersfield station is pretty much sandwiched between two tunnels. So here's the entry tunnel. Okay, that wasn't it. This is it. And we're now on 1 in 95 downhill, so yeah, we'll continue braking to about 20. Alright, a bit before 20. It's putting us right on the far end. Okay. So you can bet your life again it's going to be another very short stop. Yep, it is. So here is Huddersfield. This is probably the best time of day to see Huddersfield, i.e. at night when you can't see much of it. Well, that's that stop, so we're not going to be pulling away particularly fast because we're on a 20 mph section. So another 47 comes in. Oh, fuck that up. So yeah, as I said, yeah, Huddersfield is sandwiched between two tunnels. We've just come through one, and you can see this, yeah, vast open space here that shows you where the second tunnel is. Now into 40 zone. And now into a 70 zone, so yes, take it up to max speed. So Dayton station coming up, we won't be stopping there. I did think about stopping at Dewsbury, but no, I won't bother. So we're still gaining some speed on this 1 in 146 downhill section. So let's bring it down a bit. There we go. So Dayton station there with another 158. So, I mean, what's that supposed to be? So there is a speed change coming up, but I cannot for the life of me see what it is. So the ground has levelled out, but not for very long. Downhill again now on a 1 in 60. I'm going to take us down to 50 mph and hope that is whatever this speed is. We're right on top of it and I still haven't got a clue what it is. I've not seen any morpeth boards telling us either. So it is 60, we are way below that now. Let's get us back up to 60. Oh, in fact, we're now on a 75. I didn't see that come along either. So, Murfield Station. Platform's only on one side. And then Ravensthorpe, not much further along. Well, it looks like we won't be stopping at Dewsbury anyway because it's putting us on the avoiding line there. So that was Ravensthorpe Station, such as it was. But yeah, this section here, I mean, it's got nothing. You really can't see anything at all. That 1 in 143 uphill. I'm assuming this is Dewsbury Station coming up. So it does certainly look like one. Yeah, it is. So there you go, Dewsbury Station, which I would have stopped at. Well, I say I did think of stopping there. It was a good job I decided not to bother. Batley Station is the next one. We have had a bit of stuttering on this run. Of course, it's going to get a lot worse as we approach Leeds, where yeah, the frames per second really do nosedive. So, Batley Station. So Leeds is only 7.5 miles away now. Morley Station coming up. We have speed reductions as we approach it down to 55. We're certainly going to have to brake on the approach there. We're certainly not going to lose 20 mph just from coasting. Again, I have no idea what the speed is as we leave Morley Station. Certainly clear that no one from Dovetail against play tested this route. Still have no idea what the speed is there. Oh, 65. Anyway, we went through Morley Station. I was so, yeah, fixed on trying to spot what the speed limit actually was that, yeah, we missed the exterior shot. So back into the 75 zone. Cottingley is the next station. I can't imagine there's going to be too many more between here and Leeds. Now on a 1 in 120 downhill. Yeah, I stopped accelerating far too late. Take it down to 70. So we'll let the 1 in 120 downhill section build up our speed again. So here is Cottingley Station. Since Leeds is now only 3 miles away, that's surely got to be the last station we go through before the end of the run. Yeah, so the speed limit reductions are coming thick and fast. 50 followed by 40 followed by 25. The FPS dips are starting as well, so yeah, Leeds is very much close by. One final class 47 passing us. Now is that for the 50 limit? Trouble is the glare from the headlights is so intense I can't really tell. So I can't read the Morpeth boards. But we'll take it down to yeah, 40. So that way, yeah, we're fine for both of these. So yeah, into an area that is slightly better lit, so we can actually see the train a bit better. Where we've been going downhill, we've been gaining speed, so yeah, definitely need to put the brakes on. We'll take it down to 35. So into the 25 zone. It's a 1 in 83 downhill section, making it very tricky to maintain such a slow speed. You have another 47 passing by. And another 158. So, way for platform 12, which is where we are stopping, is clear. And we are not gaining speed either. So we want 12 east, so yeah, we want the second of the platforms. Alright, I think this will do. Ignore the white part there. You saw there wasn't any actual physical gaps in the platforms, but there we are. So that was Manchester to Leeds in the class 802, and the first night run of this playlist, and I thought that was pretty good. Far from the easiest sort of night run I could have done, but you know, I didn't want something so simple that it was going to be, you know, absolutely no problem at all. 3 speeding errors, for me that's not bad. So yeah, I thought I did quite well there. So there we go, first night run, class 802, Manchester to Leeds, with stops at Stalybridge and Huddersfield. Not bad going. So that brings this video to an end, and we will see you at the next one.